What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of My Tiny Fish Room. Today, we need to solve some issues that we're having with water evaporating out of the tank. So that means we need to come up with a creative DIY fix to make lids. Now, it'll be pretty big lids, so we're gonna have to be creative. We don't want it to be overly heavy where we can't lift it up or get in for tank maintenance. But at the same time, it has to be sturdy enough and none of the fish that jump out of the water can evacuate the tank. So let's jump right into today's video and hop over to Home Depot. See you in just a sec. So as you can see, the openings that we need to fill for tanks is pretty big. But before I ever started enclosing the tank, I thought about this. That's why we put this overhang right here. This overhang, with my finger, is to be able to catch the lid. And same on that side. So let me take a couple real quick measurements, and then we are going to be heading over to our little workbench and getting some stuff made. Got a pretty good idea, and we got all our supplies from Home Depot. I'll show you guys those in a second. Let's get started. All right, before we go into Home Depot, I want to give a shout out to my boy back there, turning 9 years old. I'll put some pictures. We went to the Museum of Nature and Science yesterday to see the, what was it called? The brick? Brick something. It was a Lego exhibit at the Museum of Nature and Science out in Denver, and it was absolutely amazing. So big shout out to my son for turning 9. That's awesome. Yeah. Let's go inside Home Depot and grab what we need.
My snake off. You hear me, Daddy?
Yeah, I hear you.
We could only have stuff.
Check out this snake. All right, guys, we're in Home Depot. And my first thought for keeping it light and creating a lid for our tank, naturally, some kind of foam. And then we had to figure out how to make it more structurally sound. So let's head over to the foam section, see if we can find some 4x8 panels of construction foam, and then we can go from there.
What were you saying about going slow?
Right here. All right, guys. My mic on? Okay, my mic's on. This is what we're gonna go with. We were looking at different kind of styrofoams, like this purple stuff down here. But I think for right now, what we're gonna do with it, you know what I mean? This might be a temporary lid, or this might be a permanent lid that we'll structure and add to it. But with this, it already comes pre-waterproofed on the front and the back, and we'll add some Tyvek tape along the edges to completely conceal it. But it does come with some antimicrobial benefits on these, so we're gonna go with this one instead. So let's go find us some tape to finish sealing them up, and then we'll get this project started. All right, guys, we got ourselves some Tyvek tape. This will help seal in the rest of the styrofoam. And I think for today, we're just trying to get the tank sealed up. We may or may not be doing the full decorating and all that, but I do wanna grab some handles of some sort. Right here we have a bunch to choose from. I'm not sure which one we'll grab, but I think we need at least 2 handles to lift the lid out of the way, or at least 1 handle with some hinges on the back. So we're gonna grab some hardware and do that next. All right, guys, we got some hinges, but as most projects go, the deeper we get into it, the more stuff we freaking need. Every time I pick something off the wall, I need to grab something else off another wall. So now we need to go find some hardware to hold everything to that foam. All right, guys, so this is what we got. styrofoam. Then we have some bolts, some nuts, nope, backwards. Some nuts, some bolts, some washers. Excuse me guys, I have not been feeling that great. I think I may be getting sick or something, I don't know. But we got a couple handles. We got some Tyvek tape to seal off where we're gonna cut and the edges. Then we got a couple hinges here. We plan on making this a permanent fix for now to help us out with the humidity. Let's go freaking build some lids. Okay. The 39 by 66 would cover the whole entire top. We'll start with that and then we'll cut this section out of that piece of styrofoam. Let's go cut some styrofoam.
I might be crazy, but you're losing it, man!
All right, hopefully you guys can see me. It's freaking bright out here, but we're gonna cut this overall length down to 60. I'm gonna add a few marks, maybe. Just wanna make sure we can get several markings along this edge. Because my little piece of wood for a straight edge does not go the full length. So that is what it is. But as long as we can measure and mark, I think we'll be fine. Hell, most of the stuff we've made, we freaking eyeballed it anyway. So this is a major improvement. A piece of wood and a marker. Shoot, we're moving up in the world. All right, so these are all rough cut measurements anyways. We still have to remove that middle section. So let's just give her hell, see what we get. And this marker is 100% dead. Just shoot. Yep. Can you grab me a marker real quick? Any kind of marker? Dang it, guys. I thought we were making improvements, but we might end up just scratching. Do you guys ever get the I told you so from your wife? Thank you. Love you. See you later. Oh, yeah. There's a real marker. I can see it. Heck yeah. All right. Now, let's just go to the other side real fast. Finish drawing our line, which ought to be about right there. Call that good. All right, now cutting styrofoam. I've never done that before and I don't know how well that's gonna work out. So let's see how that goes. I made me kind of like a shop shirt so that way when I'm working on my stuff, I just use this now. But I'm very curious to see if this is gonna cut well or if this is gonna go to all heck. See, can we even, oh, just sent you guys for a ride, didn't I? I mean, the styrofoam, how bad can it be? All right, we got some battery. Well, here goes nothing. Oh, guys, I could not make it all the way. I'm too short. All right, we'll just have to come over here right quick and finish our cut. Seriously? Hey, there we go. Sweet. So we have our overall length of 60. We're good to go. Now, I'm gonna go take some more measurements and make sure I'm not screwing this up already. Sometimes I guess you just get lucky, but this needs to be cut down to 39. I do believe. We're gonna do the same thing we did on the last cut. Let's give ourselves a few marks at 39. Then we'll snip this off. Should be good to go. Get our straight edge, I guess. Blow off some of the last stuff. Oh, and this actually makes it the full distance now that we cut it down. Money. All right, cool. There's Bears, what are you doing? My dog loves to kick it in the backyard. Who doesn't love to kick it in the backyard? Crazy not to. All right, let's get this cut off real fast. Let's see if we can make a lid or if we just wasted some more money. I'm good at doing both. If that thing's sitting down so low, does the blade need to be that low? I don't think so. Let's go right there. It's 1 inch, so you would think right there would be good because that's 1 inch of depth. See? Nice clean cut. It looks money. We'll save these extra pieces for fill-in spots where we need to fill in stuff, but I think that's gonna work perfectly. Let's go into the fish room and test fit this, make sure we're good to go. Let's see if it fits. Okay, so first thing I need to do is get rid of this hose clamp. And we don't really need to run any water in here right now, so we're just gonna remove this guy for now. Now this, in theory, should fit something like that, which is actually kind of perfect. Now, I need to decide if we're gonna end up using the hinges and make this like fully permanent, or if we're gonna leave it like this and just put the handles on there. But let's get this first section waterproofed and installed, and then let's start working on this section right here. All right, so right here we have some Tyvek tape. It's a little pricey, but it's definitely worth going a little bit extra on your tape just to make sure, especially like a DIY thing like this. This is a full-blown experiment. I have no idea if this is legitimately gonna work or not. So I wouldn't sell yourself short though during the test. Do everything you can to prove out the materials as you're building. Just so that way, like future builds, you'll know and have the experience to make quick fixes. Now, only reason I thought to use styrofoam for lids is I've used a lot of foam, like when I built the teardrop camper and stuff like that, which worked out really, really well in my favor. So we're just gonna keep that theme going. And we're gonna fill this bad boy up using that same concept to prevent moisture from getting in, or in this case, getting out. But this is what we got to do for our buddies in the tank. Just getting a lot of evaporation. I'm gonna bust out a quick pair of scissors and we're gonna snip these corners real fast so we can lay them over, just because otherwise they're kind of a pain. I'm just gonna go like that and fold it up just like you would a Christmas present around the holidays. Snip the bottom as well. Just gonna leave yourself where you can fold over each flap. And then you're just gonna work your way down the sides here, installing your tape. Tyvek tape is really good and sticky. So this stuff should work. And all we're doing is making sure no moisture can get behind this, because it's got a top layer and it's got a bottom layer, which is a moisture barrier for what's already there, right? So we're just adding to that, so this exposed cut is now cleaned up. My first cut was not that great. Not gonna be honest. No, I am gonna be honest. I can't speak English, guys. I swear to God. Freaking crazy. Yes, I'm American. I'm born and raised in Colorado. Just can't speak English to save my freaking life. And I don't know what happened there. It's been a heck of a weekend, so I haven't had an opportunity to do a whole lot of filming this weekend. I had a lot of other stuff going on. It was my boy's 9th birthday. You guys probably saw that in the video if I clipped it in. And my daughter is currently inside passed out with a ear infection. So parenting 101, you know? Kids first, project second. But it's Sunday now. We're going to try and get all the filming done that we can and pump out a video for you guys by tomorrow, which will be Monday. And then hopefully we'll have an opportunity to get some more done, and we'll keep that 2 video a week streak alive. We've been doing pretty good for the last 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'd like to keep that momentum going. The fish room's getting really far. You know, we're gonna add these beauty caps on the front. We'll add this lid, and we'll be soon on our way. Now the lid, if you notice, doesn't sit exactly flush with the tank. And there's a reason for that I'll explain here in a little bit. If we can make it that far in today's video, I will be stoked. And you guys will see why there's a mismatch on the tank. Wow, that is so annoyingly loud. Remember to turn the volume down on the tape because that is gnarly sounding. Woo! Ready? Made my ears hurt. Okay, same thing. I guess really we could just overlap the corners. We don't really have to cut them. I usually cut them, but this Tyvek tape stuff is so freaking sticky. And this, if this works, they'll become permanent, but not in the sense that we're gonna just leave it styrofoam. What we'll do if this works out is we're gonna, we'll coat this particular part in pond armor, and then we're going to cap it a different way, which will bring the level pretty close to the same dimensions as the tank height. And that'll all make sense here in a second, once we get some more stuff cut. I'm not there yet. All right, that'll be a single layer of tape. I don't see the point in doing multiple layers. Oh, I lost my scissors. I found my scissors. See what I mean? It's just super sticky stuff. Tyvek tape, I think, in my opinion, definitely worth the money. Especially on projects that you spend a lot of time and effort on. Like I said, even if you're experimenting, and make sure that your experiment becomes permanent if it is successful, you know what I mean? A, you want it to be easy to tear down if it's not successful. B, if you are successful, make it easy to install permanently. Make it become a part of the structure. So, that's why we're going for super light, waterproof. It's got antimicrobials in this styrofoam, which will help with the moisture, of course. But there you have it, guys. There is our first section, waterproofed and sealed up. Now, let's go work on the other section, and we'll leave this one right here where it's going to live. Just the right direction. Boom. So just like that, one section done. All right, we need 24.5 inches. We know that's a square cut from the factory, so I say we flip this guy around. Oh, foam is the coolest stuff to work with because it doesn't weigh anything. That's so nice. All right, we're looking for 24.5 to give us our next section. That's 24. I want 24.5. Already messing up. I'm gonna do a crisscross applesauce right here, just because it looks like a T. That don't matter none. All right. Should have named this channel Idiots with Tools, or Idiot. I'm here by myself. All right, take our straight edge, brain it straight. Did all right on the last one. Maybe I'm going crazy because I know I'm talking to you guys, but you guys can't talk back. Feels like I'm going crazy. All right. Let's get our 24.5 inch piece cut, and then we'll go into the fish room and take this piece with us, and we'll go ahead and draw out the waterfall and how that's going to work in there, where we can just take measurements and mark it. So there you have it, folks. That's what we need right here. This is our good section. Let's get it cut out here and take it with us. Can y'all see that? Yeah, you can see that. That's good enough. Stuff's a pain in the butt to cut though. Oh yeah, we did. All right, hell yeah. Let's go. All right, let's head back in the fish room. Let's draw this out. Let's get something made. First thing we're gonna wanna do is figure out roughly how far out our water's running. And I'd say about 5 inches off of what we measured. All right, so let's Let's get this guy up here. We know we got 5 inches off this wall. I'll measure that real quick. Just leave us a mark right there. Now, I'd say from there, you can probably go in about 4 inches. So let's do that next. We're gonna come down, oh, there we go. 4 inches, right here, right? And we're coming out 5 inches. So, let's move that down in here. And just make us a nice little line. You'll be like eyeballing everything. All right, that's pretty good there, eh? I'm not Canadian, by the way. I don't know why I said that. I do that a lot. My neighbor's from Wisconsin. He says it. It's not my fault. All right, so from 4, we're looking at about 22 inches. Right? Yeah, I'd say about 22 inches. All right, so let's do that one next. So coming off this wall, we're gonna be at 22 inches. And right there will be 5 inches out. All right, so that takes care, well, I can't see very well. I need to draw a line, I can't draw a line. Sort of straight, be right here. Not sort of straight, be right here. All right, good enough. All right, let's grab our straight edge. We'll connect those 2 dots, and that's the section we need to remove for the waterfall to still be a waterfall. All right, give me 2 seconds, let me grab a board. Honestly, good thing it ain't windy outside. I'd be losing my mind right now. Styrofoam is nice to work with, as long as it ain't windy outside. Oh, that's a little off, eh? There we go. I'm too short. Okay, right there looks pretty good. Just gonna squeeze that guy down. We're only trying to really mark where we're going to be removing material. All right. Things are about to get a little western because we're gonna have to figure out a way to keep that moisture from going all over the place still, because we're cutting this out. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'd like to see if we can slice this bad boy open with just a razor blade. Styrofoam is terrible to cut. I can't see. Let me go cut this with something better. Oh, there's a wasp flying around in here. Gonna have to get some wasp spray. All right, kind of a moment of truth, I guess. Let's see how good or bad we did with our styrofoam cutout. We're a little long on that side. So. Heck, but we didn't even get wet. That's awesome. All right, let me tape this up real fast. And then I'm gonna nick off a little bit off this section right here, and then should fit. All right, guys, we got this one all Tyvek taped now. Just gotta push down a few more pieces. And this part, for now, is technically done. And we would be able to install it. How did I have this? Oh, I can't do it like that. Doesn't matter. It's all gonna get covered up anyway, so it doesn't matter which side you put up or down. They both have the protective layer. Now we're just making sure our tape is stuck all the way around. We don't want no moisture getting behind the tape causing a problem. And that's step 1. Now, let's go do step 2. Maybe. It's gonna suck. I'm gonna be filthy. Dr. Pepper break. If I ever wanted to be sponsored by anything, it'd be a good old Dr. Pepper. You guys should hire me, I'll make commercials for you. And I'll live off free Dr. Pepper. So we did a template with the foam that we had already cut out, so now we can just cut these top pieces, and now it should make sense why it's offset. I got to cut it like this. Hopefully it doesn't take off on me. All right, let me grab a jigsaw real fast so we can finish that cut. I didn't have it out. Sweet, another good piece of firewood and or project wood, whatever. So, let's see if this fits our template at all. These 2 pieces should fit like a glove. And there you have it, folks. That's what essentially each lid's gonna look like. This one has the waterfall cut out. I might come back and build something or pipe it down directly so that way it's not splashing at all, which it wasn't already, but I'm sure it will get wet. That's gonna be basically what the lid looks like. This side is probably not gonna get any handles or anything on it. This will be pretty stationary. The other side though, we're gonna have to put some handles on it and make that a little nicer, and that's where will be our point of entry, just where we feed and stuff like that. All right, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to inset some lights in the styrofoam so that way we can light it up. That's kind of what I was thinking, why I went with foam. This should get us to the same level as the 2x6s that we have in there. If not, it might be a little mismatched, but it'll look a lot better. So let's get this piece out of the way and let's get our last piece out, get that template cut, and wrap this up for today. This is that other styrofoam piece that we dry fitted already, which will be much easier to cut out because it's just a square. Well, technically it's a rectangle, but it's hard to tell because the dimensions are so close together. And it did move a little bit, son of a gun. How much? Not enough to care. All right, there's our new line. So now we set that aside, we'll cut this one out. So I'll see you guys as soon as we got it cut. Don't do that at home, kids. Let's get these handles out. So I got galvanized handles. Galvanized. You can read the little blue collar there. And these are essentially going to sit one right here and one, let me get this out of the way, right over there. Can't see. Oh, that was way easier than using my teeth. And one right here. And again, I marked a mark that's only identifying 10 inches from this edge. We're gonna eyeball the rest because who cares? This is, like I said, very, very likely just going to be temporary. We need to make sure though that our bolts fit our holes. And I was afraid of that. Doesn't feel like they do. Dang it. All right, stand by. No. Hopefully nothing moves on me, but you never know. Let's do this to make sure it can't move too far on us. There we go, just like so. So make sure I'm not plugging a hole in anything else. Should have just grabbed these and set these over here. This all makes sense. I'm just using this to make sure nothing moves on me while I cut these other two. Now we should be good. Make sure I'm not gonna hit nothing. Okay. So, hopefully I put this back the same way. Okay. Just like so. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Okay. Yeah. See what we can do. Yeah, we might have to go get some longer ones. Might be able to press it in though. We'll finish this one before we move on to the next one. All right, guys, I'm gonna get these handles wrapped up. Then I'll pick back up as soon as we get these done, and we go install them into the fish room. All right, guys. We now officially have some custom-made lids, right? Styrofoam on the back, bolted down. You can see the bolts right there. Let's install these bad boys and see whereabouts we ended up as far as the height versus the top of the tank. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So that's gonna definitely get wet. We're gonna have to probably pull it off. We could even maybe lower this a hair. Not that much. Well, that'll help us, but we're gonna put a layer of latex paint on both of these. But for now, this will help immensely with keeping the tank full of water, essentially, because right now it evaporates so fast. Here's our other lid that we made. This one clearly has handles, so this one will fit right here, like so. And now our tank is completely blacked out. That's funny. My throat is killing me. I did manage to makeshift get a light in there so we could see what was going on. But hopefully you guys can see what it looks like now. There's our light hanging on by a thread. We'll have to figure out that. We're probably gonna get into that styrofoam, inset some plastic so we can run the lights directly into there. We'll just run the cord right out of here somewhere, and we'll just do it like we do insulation on other things. This one, you can clearly see that we have in the middle a couple handles where we can reach in there, grab it easily, set it off to the side. The fish room for right now is gonna have a dark area by the cave and a light area by the filter until we get the lights figured out. But that's my version of a DIY giant tank lid. And we'll say Rev 1, because there's probably more revs to come. We'll see how this does. We'll have this testing for several weeks, and then we'll either coat it or we'll scratch it. But that's all I got for right now, guys. My name is Jared. Thank you so much for watching my tiny fish room. I freaking love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.